Hey, yo, y'all can't stand right here. The fuck was that? Jerry, what the fuck was that? You didn't hear that? You didn't see that? The nigga had on a Doom mask. It like interrupted my show. I'm not saying it's your fault. You always turn it into this. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just trying to figure out what that issue was so we can get it fixed before we fucking launch a new version of the show. Is that too crazy to ask? This is what I'm talking about though, cause now I walk around the fucking set and everybody calls me an asshole. I'm hearing that I'm an asshole because but then if the show don't go well, y'all niggas don't gotta deal with it. I'm the one who gotta fucking deal with the shit. Like, you know what I mean? Y'all niggas can just say, I worked on that show. That shit was ass. That nigga didn't know what he was doing. But then when I ask y'all niggas to help me figure out what's going on, y'all want to help me, so they don't look like I don't know what I'm doing. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just asking you to I'm not saying like, I'm not commanding you to figure it out. I'm asking you, can we figure out what the fuck? Can we, let's just start over. Hey, man, welcome to the show. You tuned in to the Reigning Defending Undefeated Undisputed Most podcast on this godforsaken planet, hosted by myself, none other than Chico Diamante, the Diamond Boy, Shawn Murray, international heartthrob, you know, the original Thin Black Duke, heir to the Murrays here, Pomade Fortunate, of course, first Jamaican in the Kentucky Derby. And boy, have we got a pretty standard show for you today. It's nothing really spectacular. It's a day late and it's $1 short because this shit's not exactly how it was supposed to be. But what the fuck you gonna do, Jerry? I'm not blaming you. Today on the show, we're gonna talk about Sha'Carri Richardson. We're gonna talk about Rachel Nichols. But most of all, we're gonna talk about how two things can be true at the same time. We're gonna talk about mutual exclusivity or the lack thereof. If you don't know what that is, mutual exclusivity is like two things can't exist as truths at the same time. And I was talking about that in regards to Sha'Carri Richardson shit. And before we even get into it, I am not about to tap dance for Massa. I am not about to coon out. I'm completely on her side. I just want to talk about the nuance of the conversation, which is to say that there's two things can be true at once. Niggas can support Sha'Carri Richardson and also think that, hey man, probably should have got caught smoking weed. Just like you, I think weed should be legal. Just like you, I think it's a dumb rule that you can't smoke weed as an athlete. But, and actually not but, before I get to that, I want to address these hack-ass jokes that niggas keep making about her smoking weed. It's like she's running a 100-meter dash on weed. They should give her a medal for even making it to the starting line. I couldn't smoke a weed, but like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Niggas is acting like she was smoking weed at the starting blocks. Like niggas be saying like, yo, that's amazing that she could even... No, it's not. Every athlete smokes weed. Like, they're all doing it, bruh. Everybody smokes weed, but nigga, on all the smoke, they always talk about how them niggas is all smoking weed. And the niggas that go on all smoke and don't smoke weed either are the rare exceptions that don't smoke weed, like Steph, or a nigga whose image doesn't fit them being someone who smokes weed, like Steph, because I'm sure that nigga smoked weed too. Nigga, I couldn't run the 100 dash after I smoked. Nigga, you not an athlete. The reason you can't smoke weed and run the 100-meter dash is because you don't train to be a track star. You're nothing. You're just a guy. You're just a lady who smokes weed and smokes hookah and eats fucking fettuccine alfredo. Your diet and your fucking exercise routine is not of a person who's about to run in the Olympics. And also, nigga, she wasn't smoking it as a part of her training regimen. She was smoking it to take the edge off. I don't think she should have got kicked out of the Olympics or whatever, but she did, because that's the rule. That doesn't mean I don't support her, nigga. I'm on her side 100%. But, nigga, that's just the rule, bro. It has nothing to do with legal. Like, nigga, who cares if the weed is legal, nigga? If your job say, yo, don't come to work high, and then you come to work high, nigga, you can't be like, nah, but like Oregon said that is legal, yo. It's legal in Massachusetts. Like, who gives a fuck? I feel like niggas think that the IOC thinks that weed is a performance enhancer. Like, that's where that joke is kind of like comes from. Is like, what they think, the weed making her run fast. It's like, no, nigga, they don't think it's a performance enhancer. They're fucking old as fuck, and they're prudes, and they don't like. They're not. Nobody's letting niggas smoke weed. And I'm not saying this shit like. A lot of these rules is racist and shit. Like, Michael Phelps famously smokes weed. We all know he smokes weed. And that nigga's the most decorated Olympian of all time. That shit has not affected his career in any way. But Sha'Carri Richardson want to roll up some Obama runs, and now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, it's bullshit. But until the rule is changed, you gotta abide by the rule. I'm not no rule following ass nigga. 'Cause a lot of people saying like, oh, I see the same people. How y'all gonna say she should have followed the rules, but y'all was breaking all the rules during the pandemic? It's like it was wrong to break the rules during the pandemic too. Like, do y'all niggas not understand that two things can be true at the same time? Nobody was in favor of niggas breaking pandemic rules and going out for sneaky links and fucking trying to fucking smoke hookah in the pool and shit. Like, and also, what the fuck is going on with that shit, my nigga? This is a quick side note about, like, I'm seeing a lot of shit where niggas is trying to eat in the pool or like smoke hookah in the pool. It's like, nigga, the water is not gonna evaporate. Get the fuck out the pool, bruh. Y'all niggas is nasty, bro. The tacos are still gonna be there, my nigga. I don't want to have fucking pico de gallo in the pool because y'all niggas couldn't wait. And also, my nigga, ain't you supposed to wait 30 minutes before you, like, get, like, my nigga, come on, bro. Y'all was raised better than this. And I don't even get in the pool, so I don't know why I'm complaining, but that's just weird to me. Like, dog, just wait. It's okay. The food's gonna be there. The water's gonna be there. Like, I know y'all niggas ain't been outside in a little bit, and you know what I mean? You're trying to get it all done, but it's like, keep things separate. But anyway, my point, I'm not trying to give niggas slap on the wrist. I'm just saying, when you break a rule, whether the rule is morally or socially correct or not, that's the consequences. And that's my thing about this shit, is because my biggest issue is not even with Sha'Carri Richardson. It's with the framing of the conversation around Sha'Carri Richardson, because you know who took accountability for her actions? Sha'Carri Richardson. First thing she said was, she was like, yeah, I smoked the weed. I shouldn't have done it. I take full responsibility. I take full accountability, all that shit. Y'all niggas is trying to paint her out to be as like a martyr or some shit. I know it sucks that she couldn't go to the Olympics. You know what I mean? That's a huge opportunity, and you only gonna get a few because, you know what I mean, the window of athletic peak ain't that long. But unless y'all niggas is writing letters to the IOC, like just tweeting about how like niggas, everybody else is a coon tap dances for massa because we said, like, yo, damn, she probably shouldn't have smoked it. It's crazy, bro. And that leads to the same conversation with the Rachel Nichols shit. And before I get started, I am definitely not supporting Rachel Nichols at all. Like, nigga, Rachel Nichols, that was some racist shit. That was some hater ass shit. That was some salty ass shit. And you dealing with the consequences of saying that shit, whether you was recorded to your knowledge or not. My point is about, like, niggas like Steven Jackson, who was saying, like, I ain't never seen Rachel be racist before, and like, she was always nice to me, and she's always giving me opportunity. Nigga, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Again, two things could be true at the same time. She could have been nice to you and not racist to you, and also did some other racist shit, because that's the ugly secret about racism and sexism and homophobia and all the isms and shit, is that, nigga, it only take one time. It only take one time. That's why you're supposed to be a good person as much as you can, because you could be as not racist, you could be as nice to black people and Mexican people and fucking Asian people, all you want. It only take one time for you to slip up, and now you racist. Who gives a fuck if she was nice to you, if she was racist to her? Maria Taylor, you know what I mean? That wasn't no affirmative action shit. That wasn't no Black Lives Matter shit. Maria Taylor is a fucking accomplished and talented sportscaster. She deserved that opportunity. It's so funny how white women are so crazy allies until it's time for them, that shit, to hit their front door. It's always like, oh, yes, this is an important reckoning that's happening in our country. When it's like a white man that's losing their job, when they about to lose their job, they on some like, what the fuck is this shit? No. I ain't say all that, bro. I'm a minority as well. You is not a minority. At least not to us. You might be a minority among white people. But, like, overall, y'all niggas is not in that category, bro. I'm sorry. You just a lesser white person. White women, y'all got it a lot easier than every other woman. So, knock that shit the fuck off. But yeah, like, nigga, I don't care if she was nice to you or, like, she's been, like, because that's, like, it don't matter. It's like when there's a school shooter and, like, you know what I mean? They interview, like, the school shooter's neighbor, and the neighbor is like, oh, he was always nice to me. He was always such a nice boy. He's like, nigga, because you didn't go to his high school. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Why are we talking to the neighbor? Talk to the kids in the school. I don't care if he was always nice, nigga. There are 13 people dead. How about, like, how do those two things line up? Oh, yeah, because two things could be true at the same time. He could be nice to his fucking old-ass neighbor and also want to kill everyone at school because he's deranged. Two things could be true. That's all I got to say. Like, my nigga, why are we defending Rachel Nichols? I know she's caked up in a way that surprises us. We didn't expect her to have that much. The thing about Rachel Nichols and shit like that is, like, this is why you don't stan people. I'm not saying there's any Rachel Nichols stans out there, but it's like, bro, like, You got to treat everybody every day like, my nigga, you got to live up to the standard of being a good human being every day. Like, I fuck with, like, Doris Burke, right? Because a lot of people say, like, wow, we don't need Rachel Nichols. We got Doris Burke. But if Doris Burke was to do some fucked up shit, she gonna have to hear it, my nigga, because it's like, there is no, like, good white person, or there's no, like, good person. It's like, nigga, you are your actions. Like Bill Cosby, we all thought he was a nice guy and a good guy for all these years until we found out that he very much was not that. And so many people have a hard time dealing with that shit. But it's like, my nigga, you gotta prove that you a good person every day. You start with a blank slate every fucking day. You don't get to fucking coast off your past actions. So Rachel Nichols, you's a hater. You salty as fuck. You was racist as fuck. And I don't care how kicked up you are, please don't come at Maria Taylor like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not that nice. Like, you're not that nice at your job that you, like, Maria Taylor can't take your shit. Sometimes it ain't your moment no more, my nigga. And now on to Nobody's Ask Shawn. Send in your questions to nobodyasksean@gmail.com or nobodyasksean on Instagram, or text me with that blah blah blah. You know where to go. You know what to do. Send me the fucking questions or else. First question. Should every sport do a best of 7? No. Football, for example, should not do a best of 7. Those niggas would die. Half court or full court? I like full court, but niggas don't be wanting to run. Don't say let's play full court and then you're not gonna run. If you wanted to play half court, just play half court. Niggas be like, oh, I can't be doing all that run. Nigga, then don't come to the basketball court. Like, why you not in shape? That's not on me. As a man, should leaving your family abruptly be considered brave? Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? Don't leave your family, bruh. That shit's not brave. That shit is cowardice. That shit is some sucker shit. And I don't want to see anybody that I know doing that shit, because yeah, I mean, you will not be a guest on this podcast. As if we have any guests ever. If you met 3 variants of yourself, like on Loki, give a brief description of what those variants would look like. All right, first of all, the first one would be like a woman, and she'd be French, or she would speak French. She'd be like a black French woman. That would be dope. She would be like the best version of the Lokis. Another version of myself would be incredibly overweight. Mainly because, like, it's definitely just in this universe that I have the genetics that allow me to eat the way I do and not work out the way I do and still look fit. I'm not fit, but I look fit. So I think most other versions of me would be very large and out of shape. And another version of me would be like an otter. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Just like a fucking otter, and he'd be wearing a backwards hat. I would say a monkey, but like, you can't say monkey. Like, I like monkeys. I like monkeys, and you can't say that you can't even compare yourself to a monkey. I mean, like, racism sucks, bro. Like, monkeys be having mad fun, and like, you can't even, like, you don't want to be associated with monkeys in the world that we live in. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of negative connotation to that historically. So it's a shame, man. It's a shame that white people had to be so awful, and now black people can't even enjoy monkeys like that. Paper or plastic? Paper, plastic, what? We talking about money? I'm gonna go plastic. Mainly because I don't really carry cash like that. But I think cash is important because debit cards and credit cards and shit, it makes money immaterial. It's not real. I mean, you got money flying out of your pocket all day and you're not seeing it go away. When you got cash, you have a visual aid to see how much money you spend, and it'll probably help you not spend as much. Unless you're just bad at spending money anyways, it won't make a difference. But both have their benefits. As far as everything else, I don't know. Paper's cool. You can make origami. Favorite Ninja Turtle? I'm gonna say something right now that's gonna be pretty controversial, I think, to some people. I don't give a fuck about the Ninja Turtles. I've never given a fuck about the Ninja Turtles. In fact, I don't think I know which Ninja Turtle is which. I think the only one I know, Raphael, is the red one, and I only know that because red is my favorite color, or was my favorite color when I was a kid. I don't have a favorite color anymore because I'm an adult. The concept of favorite colors is stupid as fuck. Bro, like, I just like colors. Nigga, I got eyes. I like all sorts of colors. Grow the fuck up if you got a favorite color. But I don't give a fuck about the Ninja Turtles. I guess if I had a favorite, I always like nerdy, like the genius, scientist type characters. You know what I mean? Like, I was a Dexter Lab guy, but I was never a Jimmy Neutron guy. I never give a fuck about Jimmy Neutron, but I love Dexter's Lab. always like if there was across the gradient of characters, I always like I like Double D on Ed and Eddie, and also on a nice lady. No, I mean I liked Ed too. Like the Ed was the wild, you know what I mean, not always there one, right? But yeah, I always like the kind of the intelligent characters. But I never gave a fuck about the Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles fucking suck. It's the most overrated shit in the world. I'm sorry. Fuck the Ninja Turtles, man. What do you do when you're not doing shit? I mean, I guess being on Twitter is considered doing shit. So I be thinking to myself in scenarios that I'll never find myself in and how I would handle it. Like arguments, like fictional arguments, or like arguments that I've had in the past that I wish I would have handled differently, or like figure out my like Academy Awards acceptance speech. I do a lot of that shit. Figuring out my acceptance speeches, figuring out like the speech I'll give to like my crew for like thanking them on the last day of shooting, like all sorts of shit like that. I'm a dreamer. I'm not an executor. I don't really do a lot, but I think about a lot. Freddie Gibbs or Freddie Gibbs? I'm gonna have to go with Freddie Gibbs on that one. He hardly ever misses, that guy. Where do you see the world in 5 years? I don't want to get into it. It's gonna be ugly, man. It's gonna just like it. You're just gonna get pushed further into more extremes, more extreme poverty, more extreme like disgusting ultra wealth, more cold, more heat. Like it's gonna be so fucking hot in 5 years, bro. Bo Burnham's Inside, avant-garde or a cry for help? Both. It's always both. Like, of course it's a cry for help. Now, is it a cry for help from you specifically? Not you, the person asking the question, but like you, the audience? No, but like, bro, it's always a cry for help. Everything I do, for example, is a cry for help in some way. It's just like sometimes people are crying for help, but they don't want to admit that they're crying for help, or like they're just letting niggas know that I'm going through some shit, but I don't try to help me because I want to help myself, because we come up in a culture of like individualism and like we got to do it all on our own. But yeah, it's a cry for help, but it's an amazing, like that shit is amazing. Like Bo Burnham's a genius. Like I used to get into the debates with comedians about like this guy's not funny and how come he's getting opportunities. Like he didn't even start doing stand up. It's like he's better than you. If he's not your cup of tea, whatever. But he's incredible. I love that guy. But yeah, it's a cry for help. Of course it is. But most art is in a way. I mean, most like, you know, personal art at least. And finally, what's the most anyone's actually ever done for a Klondike bar? Not much. Klondike bars suck. No, they don't suck. But it's not good enough to really consider doing something like crazy for. You know what I mean? Like that's a standard ass ice cream treat. Chocolate covered ice cream. I enjoy a Klondike bar. It's pretty good. But like I'm not doing like I'm sure someone has done a sexual act of some sort for a Klondike bar. I don't think it was for the Klondike bar though. It might have just been because they wanted to do it, and then it was also a Klondike bar was being offered as like the prize, and instead of just doing it, they was like, oh, I want to win this prize, so I'll fucking blow you for this Klondike bar. But they wanted to blow you anyway, dude. It was just a bonus. So yeah, that's it, man. That is the episode for this week. I'm going to make some more tweaks to the show and make it a little bit more streamlined and more like, I'm trying to make it more like a talk show. You know what I'm saying? But watch season 2 of I Think You Should Leave. If you haven't seen it, see it. And if you've seen it, you know, it's really hard to explain. It's weird and it's funny, and they're doing it at a high level. It's a great show. But yeah, man. Show's going to be sort of like this now, more like a talk show. And this will allow me to bring in guests in some sort of way. I'm going to figure that out at some point. Like, subscribe, share, save, do all that stuff. See you on the other side. As always, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. It's going to be a little harder to get up and get out because I got to move this whole thing. It's the whole thing.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.